Hello everybody and welcome to the RaceRoom Community race at Monza, organized by RaceApp. In this race we'll have a bunch of different RaceRoom communities. First of all, I'm Erwin, I'm one of the usual commentators for Open Visor Racing Club, whose YouTube channel you are on right now. And we are also one of the communities participating in this race. As you can see, we're at Monza. We will be driving GT1 and GT3 cars for 1 hour, and with 2 times fuel rate, so there will be some strategy involved in the racing as well. Let's go over all the participants, shall we? And here they are. We have, wait a second, I'll refresh just to make sure. Right. We have ESR Racing Club, their GT3 team in the Nissan GTR. Christoph Durselen, Vinnie Roberts, Faisal Jacoli, Martin Edmonds and Daniel Nido. Then the RRVGT GT3 team in the Mercedes, Lucas Kolb, Fabio Patriga, Chris Recchi, Sascha Schult and Malte Schneider. And OVRC GT3, Victor Berlin and Tim Haynes. I believe Anton Kvivlainen will also be joining that. I think he was joining GT3. And they are also in the Mercedes. We have DFEG with Alexander Zacher and Michael Nizio in the Nissan GTR. Then we are on to our GT1 entries for today. First of all, ESR Racing Club driving the Saleen, Caleb Gonzalez, Jorgen Walby, Simeon Naku, and Paul Hans. RVGT also in the Saleen, Peter Sarah, Bernd Anthony, Julian Reinhardt, and Item Abdel Kader, if that's, hopefully I've pronounced that correctly. We have OVRC in the Nissan GTR, Thomas Jansen, Tom Dentist and Sebastian Brunier. Then CFEG, GT1 in the Saleen, John Dalton, Conor Mercier, and Matthew Sanderson. And here is our schedule for this event. You can see the times are all in GMT, so in a minute or so, the 15-minute practice session will start. And then there will be 15 minutes of qualifying, and then the 60-minute race. Now it's just a matter of waiting for our drivers to appear on the server. Their passwords should be distributed now through the admins of all the communities involved. And there we have someone green already. Here we have Andreas Kuderman first to join the track, driving the Mercedes of team he was on. Can't find him on the registration, so perhaps there's some people missing from the list I just showed you. And as you can see, server is starting to fill up. 18 people in the session right now. Game sounds are a bit low. I'll turn it up a bit. This a better balance? Alright, let's go on board with Andras, as he will be the first to set a timed lap. And he runs very wide onto the grass, so that won't be a fast lap, I'm afraid. Heading under the bridge to Ascari now. And round the Parabolica. Into the main straight and about to cross the line. As you can see, I'm getting passed by one of the Celine GT1 cars. So it looks like we're going to get a first idea of what lap times will be like in GT1, assuming nothing went wrong with this lap for Burnt Anthony. The 146.0. Burnt Anthony from RRV GT in their GT1 Celine. As we now have 27 drivers in this session. So it should be a very large grid for the race coming up. And it appears that John Dalton has now set the fastest lap so far in the GT1. 144.0. Oh, it's one of the GT1s goes off the track there. It was Connor Matheson. Here we have the fastest in GT3 so far, Anton Kovalainen. As you can see, 5 seconds off the GT1. Of course, Monza is a track with a lot of straight lines, and that's where the big advantage of the GT1 is. They just have a lot more power. And here we have Thomas Jansen from OVRC. Put his car in P1? Yes, he does. 143.2, 7 tenths up on John Dalton. We have Sebastian Buur. Oh, there's a big crash in the background right there. Like Timothy Haynes was involved in that, as well as Tom Dentist. GT3 and the GT1, so presumably something's not gone right with GT1 trying to get past. As we've got Jurgen Walby coming onto the start-finish straight now. Let's see if he can get out of P5. And he does. He moves up into P4. You can see a lot of cars on here right now. There's Chris Recchi improving his personal time. Can he get out of P11? He's pushed down to P13 by now, but what's up? I think no, P14. So what's up with the graphics there? As Thomas Jansen shaves 2 tenths of his time in Sector 1, so we're looking to further extend his lead. You can see one of the GT3 Mercedes getting very squirrely in the back there. That was Timothy Haynes of OVRC. I think he's got his lap time invalidated. All hands. Looks like he's currently at the bottom of GT1. He'll try to get out of there. Of course, this is still practice. It doesn't really matter, but it should give us some idea of what qualifying will be like. We have 3.5 minutes left until we start the set qualifying. I'm going to take a very short break to get something to drink. I'll be right back. And I'm back, and just half a minute left in the practice now, so let's go over the order. In P1 with a 124.8 we have Caleb Gonzalez, and in P2 Thomas Jansen, P3 John Dalton, Connor Mathieson, P4, P5 is for Jorgen Walby. We have Lucas Salenga, I think. Yes, in P6, especially in P7, Dominant is P8, Dieter Serra P9, Abdelkader P10, P11 Burnt Anthony, P12 Paul Hans, Cesar Giacolli P13, Michael Nizio P14, and then at the lead of GT3 we have Anton Quiverlainen. Right, let's get into qualifying. As you can see, cars moving out of the pits. Looks like Lucas Salenga was the first to get out, so will presumably be the first to start a timed lap. You can see loads of cars going through the Lesmos now. There's Thomas Jansen going around Lesmo 2. It's got some GT3 traffic. He should be able to get past before the start of his lap. There he goes. Not sure why everyone's choosing to come out the pits immediately and so close together. Probably a better idea to wait a little while and find yourself a gap, so you can lap without having to worry about traffic. But then apparently the drivers do not all agree with me. I'm still a tad low. They have turned it up a bit further. So hopefully that's better. Fortunately we can't go on board with Lucas, as there's appears to be no onboard camera available for this car, which is a shame. Lucas Salenga going on the Parabolica onto the main straight. This means we should get a timed lap in, our first lap of qualifying. Shortly followed by some more. Salenga does a 145.6. Jansen goes into P1 with 142.2. And John Dalton takes P2, Dieter Serra takes P3. Let all the times flow in now. Oh, someone's off into the grass. One of the Mercedes GT3 cars. Oh, and there's a GT1 off the road as well, Simeon Naku. John Dalton is improving his personal sectors. But let's go over the orders so far. Now that we have our first timed laps in. In P1 is Thomas Jansen, then followed by Caleb Gonzalez, Matthew Sanderson, Jorgen Walby, John Dalton, Dieter Scherer, Lucas Salenga, Abdelkader, Bernd Anthony in GT1. In GT3 so far we have Anton Kivlainen in P1. Then followed by Sasha Schuld, Timothy Haynes. Then we have Tom Dentist in P13, but that's a GT1 car, so that should move out of there fairly soon. P14 overall, Robert Nygaard, followed by Chris Recchi, Cesar Gicoli, Christoph Derslin, Alexander Secker, Michael Nizio, and Fabio Petriga as the someone's set a lap, moving Petriga into 21st. Tom Dentist has moved up into P3. And Thomas Jansen looking to extend his lead. Almost 8 tenths ahead of Caleb Gonzalez. And he's back in the pits. Alexander Stecher in Nissan. It's kind of hard to tell if it's GT1 or GT3. If you that judging by the times, it should be a GT3. Is currently in 22nd or 23rd now. Let's see what happens when he crosses the line. And he moves up into 21st. Here we have John Dalton going on with Ascari now. Straight to the Parabolica. 20 P4. Oh, we see one of the lanes going off there. Behind him. John Dalton moves up into P2. Let's see what his teammate Conor Matheson can do. He stays in P5, as I think Walby just moved up to P6. We have a lot of private improvements going on right now, but no global improvements. Bernd Anthony, one of the RRV GT1 drivers. Currently down in P11, lost in GT1, but does he improve? Yes, he moves up into P9. And there we have Tom Dentist of OVRC, currently P4 in GT1. He's very close behind one of the other GT1 cars, one of these saloons, so I wonder if that's cost him some time. Might have. It, moves off the track and presumably back into the pits. We have Patriga, moves himself out into P13, or at least second in class in GT3. And Caleb Gonzalez looking to improve currently P3. And he's not far off Jensen's time in Sector 1. Jensen, the current leader. He loses a lot of time in Sector 2. We now have 30 cars in the session, so that's more than our overlay can handle, unfortunately. That means there should be plenty of action in the race. Gonzalez about to cross the line. That does not improve. Yes, I saw Conor season on a global fastest global improvement a while ago, but it seems that lap got invalidated, unfortunately. No, he is faster overall though. Caleb Gonzalez. There's now just over 3 minutes left in qualifying. For those who don't know, in RaceRoom you can't finish your lap. Once the time is over, that's it. On to the next session. So people in the pits right now, I don't think we'll be able to do another lap. Doesn't improve his personal best in Sector 2, but not the global best. But let's see if he can overtake John Dalton into P2, or maybe he can make up the time in the last sector and still overtake Jansen. And moves up into P1. Just a little bit faster than Jansen, but Jansen is also on a fast lap right now, or is he? Yes, he is. He improves Sector 2. So, looks like if he can do the final sector well, he can move up into P1 and retake his P1. Does he take P1? No, he doesn't. Seeing a purple time, but I'm not seeing him move up in the standings. Tom Dentis just moved up into the pen in the standings though. Up into P3, so looking like Gonzalez will take pole. We have Salenga. Up into P7, overtakes Jurgen Walby. Peter Serra lost a lot of time in sector 2, it seems. See if he can make that up into the final sector. No, he moves into the pit lane. And so looks like that will be it for qualifying. So Caleb Gonzalez takes pole position. In P2 we have Thomas Jansen, followed by Tom Dentist, John Dalton, Conor Mathieson, Matthew Sanderson, Lucas Selenga, Jorgen Walby, Bernd Anthony, Peter Serra, Sebastian Brunier, Haitham Abdelkader, Paul Hans and Simeon Neku. Then in GT3, pole position is for Anton Kivalainen, followed by Michael Nizio, Fabio Patriga, Sasha Schultz, Timothy Haynes, Faisal Jacoli, Vinnie Roberts, Lucas Kolb, Melty Schneider, Chris Recchi, Martin Edmonds, Christoph Durslin, Andres Kruderman, Robert Nygaard, Alexander Seger and Daniel Nito. As we get ready to race. We can now see all 30 cars lined up on the grid. And will it be a good getaway for Caleb Gonzalez? Does look like it. Bit of smoke in the background and someone's off the track. Like one of the GT3 Nissans. Caleb Gonzalez moving ahead so far. Everyone keeping clean through the first chicane. Does look like it's been clean so far. Except for Christoph Durslin, who's all the way at the back, so something went wrong for his start. Let's see, Tom Dentist, he's currently in P8, I think he started higher up than that, so he lost some positions at the start. Someone's off the track, Sasha Schultz. As we can see, all the cars going through Ascari. We have Tom Dentist trying to make the move on Bernd Anthony. Getting close on the straight. Will he be able to make the move into turn 1, into the first chicane? Is going for it seems, on the outside. No, he stays behind for now. Or does he? Seems that Anthony lost a bit of time. Oh, actually, someone coming up behind him, Jorgen Walby. Going around the outside, it seems. No, he stays behind. His Dentist tries to go up the inside, but he's not quite close enough. Season being closely behind his teammate John Dalton. You see Dentist looking at Anthony again. Moving through Ascari now. Oh, and he goes very wide. But it does look like he's now ahead of Anthony. And Anthony slots in behind. So surely Anthony will try to maybe make a move into the chicane. I don't think he'll be close enough to do that. Though Jorgen Walby is getting close. Will he make a move? No. Doesn't look like it. Here we have the Salanga behind Anderson. And Bobby still behind Anthony. Here we're looking at Anton Quiverlainen, who it appears has been overtaken by Patriga. Quiverlainen took pole position in GT3. But he managed to Patriga managed to get past in the first 5 minutes of this race, which I've just about passed. As we go on board into Ascari. Two tenths behind. Will he go up the inside of in Parabolica, or will he try to make the move on the straight maybe? He goes around the outside. He tries to. He has to give up, and so you can see someone coming up in his rearview mirror. Melty Schneider. They're on the straight and Schneider closely behind him. Schneider moves to the inside. And looks like Quiverlainen got a slightly better exit. Still side by side. Quiverlainen on the inside of Schneider. Oh, Quiverlainen is off into the gravel. I think there was a bit of contact there. He now down into P18. We have Salenga behind Dentist. And behind Salenga you can see Anthony and Walby. This very close pack in GT1, all fighting for 6th position. Here we have Connor Matheson and his teammate John Dalton with their other teammate right behind them, Sanderson. Here we have some more close following in the GT1. There's Walby still trying to close up on Burnt Anthony. Burnt Anthony cuts the chicane there. Wonder if he got a cut warning for that. And cut wheels are set to drive through, so you can't get too many. As you can see, some of the cars running very wide. Ooh, you could see Salenga having a look up the inside of Dentist. Now, this will be get closer to Anthony in the straight after the Parabolica. Under 2 tenths behind now, so we'll be getting quite a lot of slipstream, maybe able to make the move into the chicane. Looks like Anthony will be sticking up the inside. And keep it clean. And Anthony stays in front. Yeah, Conor Matheson still closely behind his teammate Dalton. As it looks like Gonzalez has pulled about 3 seconds ahead of Jensen now. Here we have Rivalainen fighting Vinnie Roberts. And Rivalainen managed to make his way past. Or has he? He hasn't. And in fact, that's Timothy Haynes looking to get past him now. To Ascari. Yeah, Timothy Haynes got in front of him, so Rivalainen down to P19 after starting in pole position in GT3. And not a good race for him so far in the first 10 minutes. Here we have Lucas Kolb, closely behind Robert Nygaard into Parabolica. As you can see, someone running very wide there, almost making contact with Nygaard. That was Daniel Nido. And Nygaard is up the inside of Cole. I clicked the wrong button, I think. So, looks like Cole made his way past. See Dursland behind Kuterman. Daniel Nido closer to Robert Nygaard. It looks like he has managed to make the overtake on Nygaard. Nygaard running really wide. Uderman, he had a look up the inside of Nygaard, but decided not to make a move on his teammate. I believe it is ESR. No. It's OVRC. For some reason they are not listed as OVRC drivers on the on RaceApp, but they are indeed driving the OVRC livery, the number 50 Mercedes in GT3. As here we have in GT1 Tom Dentist and Lucas Lange. They're getting closer behind. Conor Mathieson still very close behind Dalton. Uh, 15 minutes of this race gone now. Here we have Kuderman and Nygaard. Coming up to the chicane, looks like Nygaard will be on the inside. And Kuderman who's ahead of Nygaard. So they're still side by side. As they get split by Gustav Durselen. Here we have Krivalainen and Roberts. Like they're coming up to Ascari now. Roberts on the inside. And oh, Roberts runs very wide into the barrier. Loses a bunch of positions, so he's down to P20 overall. Like that's 6th in GT3. And here we have Lucas Lange and Tom Dentist. So it looks like while we were looking at that, Dentist has managed to make his way past. Let's see, Dieter Serra and Paul Hans. Paul Hans on the inside. No. Like Serra managed to get in front on the straight leading up to the Scari. So Serra takes P10. And behind Paul Hans you can see Burnt Anthony trying to get closer to the both of them. This fight for 10th position. Here we have Lucas Kolb and Vinnie Roberts. Like Lucas will be going around the outside in the Parabolica. Robert's on the inside. Into the straight. Like Kolb is just about in front. And this is going to be interesting into the chicane, I feel. Will Kolb take the position? Yes, he will. Doing the exit of the chicane goes alright. Oh, a bit of oversteer. We have Chris Recchi trying to make the move on Haynes. He had a look up the inside in the second chicane. Decided not to go for it just yet. As we can see, going around the second Lesmo now. Onto the straight leading up to Ascari. Very nicely defended from Haynes there, I guess. Managed to increase the distance a little bit. Actually, we can see Kolb getting past. Paying attention to that, unfortunately. So maybe Recchi got a bad exit. Or bad entry, could be either. This is a quite close pack in GT3. We're fighting for 18th position overall. As here we have Lucas Selenga and Tom Dentist, currently fighting for P6. As the GT1s are starting to run into some traffic now, so here we can see Gonzalez in the middle of the back of the GT3 field. As in the background you can see Thomas Jansen coming up as well. So that's going to be a bit of a challenge to carve through all this traffic. 30 people in the race in total, as we can see. Someone losing it there, that's Alexander Sacher. He rejoins the track now. As we have Simeon Neku and Haitham Abdelkader. Perhaps a close fight to keep an eye on in the GT1 field right now, as Timothy Haynes makes the first pit stop of the race in his GT3 car. We weren't able to catch whether he changed tires or not. Here we have Tom Dentist getting very close to Selenga now. the Curva Grande just there, coming up to the second chicane. I see another car behind him. That's Jorgen Walby. So maybe Walby hoping that these guys will make a mistake. Maybe just take each other out so they can get past. Nah, I don't think he wishes that on them. I think he'll want a fair race. Around Ascari. It looks like they've been sticking fairly closely together for a while now. Almost 25 minutes into the race now. 35.5 minutes left. As Dentist has a look up the inside of the Lenga. On the straight now, trying to get into the slipstream. Not sure he's quite close enough to make a move into the chicane. And he isn't, so not going to attempt anything on this lap anyway. Maybe he can get closer on the next one. Here we have Malte Schneider and Vinnie Roberts in GT3. Side by side into Ascari. Looks like, yes, they will be. Yes, oh, Vinnie Roberts is round. So that's not good for him. I think there was a bit of contact there, but I'm not sure you can blame Schneider for that one. Not sure it was his fault or anything, because it kind of looked like Roberts was starting to lose it, had a bit of oversteer maybe, but I can't tell for sure from the images. We don't have any replays unfortunately either. As now this is a very close field in the GT3, as we can see. On the GT1s there also getting involved. So, oh, and there's a big crash. See, that involves Robert Nygaard and Chris Recchi. Looks like a collision into the chicane. Both of them losing some positions out of that. As we get some GT1 in the pits, we have Caleb Gonzalez started in P1 and making his pit stop now. It looks like he's changing tires as well. Can't tell entirely for sure. I think he did. Lucas Selenga is also in the pits and looks like he is changing tires indeed. Peter Sarah is also there along with Bernd Anthony. Sarah got his pit stop done. He's back into the track now. Anthony still in the pits. And he tires. Paul Hans is also in the pits now. So they are actually starting to drop down the order, actually getting into the GT3 field a bit. As you can see, a bunch of other GT1s also moving into the pits now. All teammates it seems. The CFEG guys also moving into the pits now. So let's see what sort of strategy they're going to go for. As John Dalton pulls away. So it looks like the CFEG team did not change tires in the GT1. Sebastian Junior is also in the pits now for OVRC. And he will be changing tires. So we've got some difference in strategy here. Thomas Jensen currently leading GT1 with his rival Caleb Gonzalez in 6th. So yeah, Gonzalez will have pitted already. I don't think that means Jensen will not have pitted. Oh, he's coming into the pit lane now, it seems. So let's see what kind of strategy he will go for. This could be a major decider in the race. Oh, Simeon Neku is going very slow and he gets rear-ended by one of the CFEG cars. So, not sure what Neku is doing there. He should probably stay off the racing line, to be entirely honest with you. And he's back in the pits, so maybe he ran out of fuel or something. Or it'll stop working, some sort of technical issue, but we don't know. So, Jensen in P2 right now, ahead of Gonzalez. So I think I suspect Jensen will not have changed tires, because Gonzalez was having a fairly large lead. Very well then. They're going to get interesting, I think. And Tom Dentist in P1, so I think Dentist hasn't tires or hasn't fitted yet. All cars will have to pick once because of the 2-time fuel rate, so they'll need to take fuel at least. Whether they take tires is entirely up to them. And here we have Vinnie Roberts and Robert Nygaard. The main straight now, Roberts moves up to the inside. Coming up to the chicane. Does he make the move? Like, Nygaard sticks it in front. And Nygaard stays in front. As Tom Dentist is now also in the pit lane, and so is Alexander Secher in the GT3 Nissan. So here you can see both the GT1 and GT3 Nissan in the pit lane. Kinda hard to tell the difference between them. I don't really see the difference, maybe slightly different wing, but yeah, very hard to tell. Obviously GT1 is a lot faster. And Vinnie Roberts still behind Nygaard into Ascari. As Jorgen Walby is now also in the pit lane. previous car. And Roby joins in P19 overall. So he's somewhere in the middle of the GT back. Daniel Nito, that's... As we have Andras Kuderman trying to get closer to Malte Schneider. There we go, Kuderman on Schneider into the Parabolica. Does he go up the inside? No, Schneider moves to the fan. See, looks like Kuderman does manage to carry more speed through Parabolica because of that though. And he is gaining on the straight. And get close enough to make the move into the first chicane. Schneider moves up the inside. And Schneider stays in front. Happened. So looks like there's 3 retirements right now. Michael Nizio, Damian Neku and Vizor Gicoli. We move back to the fight between Vinnie Roberts and Robert Nygaard. And this one has been going for quite some time now. As Lucas Salenga is now also in the pit lane, so I think that will be the last stop of the GT1s. As he rejoins the track now. We got Vinnie Roberts and Robert Nygaard once again. Roberts again having a look up the inside. Oh, is there a Nissan standing still on the track? We can see, you could also see Quivalainen and Durselen in the pit lane. Standing still right now. Durselen is in the pits. Standing still, it is Daniel Nito, and looks like he's fired as well. And here we have Lucas Salenga on Jorgen Walby. Fight for P13. I think Walby went onto the gravel a little bit at the exit there. Going up to Ascari now, and it looks like Salenga did manage to take the position. So he moves up into 13th. Here we have Chris Recchi and Sasha Schult, the two teammates from RRV GT, the GT3 Mercedes. And they both move into the pits at the same time, also followed by Martin Edmonds. It looks like there's much more GT3s going into the pits right now. GT3s consume a lot less fuel than the GT1s, so that's could explain that. Why they're all just coming in now, whereas I think all the GT1s have already refueled. As Robert Nygaard will rejoin the track right about now in 18th position. As you can see, all the other cars behind him. Looks like a bunch of the RRV GT guys got in at the same time. We have here Danny Roberts and Christoph Durselen. They also have Chris Recchi coming up behind them. They are fighting for P20. As in front of them is Timothy Haynes. Now it appears that our pole sitter Caleb Gonzalez is moving closer to Matthew Sanderson. So it looks like he may have to lap one of the GT1 cars as well. And they move out of the way swiftly. So yes indeed. So it looks like Caleb is making up the time on his new tires. Currently 30 seconds away from Thomas Jansen in P1 with 18 minutes left in the race, so we'll see if he can make up the time. He is currently lapping a lot faster than Matthew Sanderson, so he should make his way past fairly soon. As they drive under the bridge up to Ascari. You can see Sanderson on the inside. They go side by side. And looks like Gonzalez made his way past, so that's looking fairly easy for him. He did run a bit wide on the exit there, but so do the Mercedes in the background. So it looks like Caleb will now have to make his way to Connor Matheson. So Connor is into the pit lane. So Gonzalez moves out to P3. I'm fairly sure Connor had already pitted, so I'm not sure what's happening there. As I see Sanderson also coming into the pits. So looking like either they underfueled or they got a penalty. We have Durslin and Roberts. Durslin moves up the inside. No, he slots in behind. We have Lucas Kolb as he just overtook Sasha Schultz. We have Durslin, you can see one of the CFAG GT1s coming up behind them. So they'll have to deal with that right now. Durslin has a look up the inside, but he's not close enough yet. One of the Mercedes just goes into the barrier. That's Sasha Schultz. And moves into the barrier again. Unfortunately, these cars don't have a lot of steering lock, so I'll have to make a 20-point turn there to get back onto the track. As she's now in 25th position. As of that. Now, Jorgen Walby and Lucas Selenga. Walby closely behind now, as they've got a bit of GT3 traffic coming up. As Gonzalez is now in P2. No, I think Dentist was still ahead of him and I lost had a look, so something must have happened to Dentist. Walby just made his way past Selenga. So Selenga has a look up the inside into the chicane. No, he's not close enough. Matthew Sanderson has just retired. So has Sasha Schultz, it seems. And here we have Schneider and Kuderman. So in the battle for the lead right now, Caleb Gonzalez is 25 seconds behind Thomas Jansen. We have 13 minutes left in the race, so I'm not sure he'll be able to make up that time. He is on fresh tires and Jansen is not, as we can see. Schneider trying to move up the inside as Kuderman gets a better exit, it seems, but Schneider still stays close behind. And so Kuderman on the inside. Nope. And he gets overtaken by Schneider. Makes a nice move into the second chicane. As we can see, Kuderman on the outside coming up to Ascari. They go side by side. Oh, there's a bit of contact. And looks like Kuderman got in behind. As you can see, one of the CFAG GT1s coming up behind them. So that's Connor Mathieson. as in that getting overtaken by the GT1. It seems Kuderman has lost a lot of time to Schneider. And here we have Christoph Durselen on Lucas Kolb. As looking at the fight for first position right now, I don't think Gonzalez is quite lapping fast enough to overtake Jansen. With just 10 minutes left, he's still 22 seconds behind. But you never know what could happen. Right, Vinnie Roberts on Lucas Kolb. Closely behind them is Christoph Durselen. Interesting to go on board with him for a while. See what happens here. As Roberts just lost some time compared to Kolb. So I'll have to watch out for Durselen behind him. Yes. All hands is into the pits. Just under 8 minutes left in the race now. So you do have to fuel save in these GT1s if you want to do a one-stop race. And I think that is generally considered to be the faster strategy. So I'm thinking that Hans maybe didn't fuel save and we had to do a quick splash and dash for the last bit of this race. As we can see some action happening behind, well, in front of him now with Kuderman and Schneider. There's just a bit of contact there. Hans quickly overtakes them before the second chicane. And we've got Jorgen Welby and Lucas Salenga. Welby very close behind now into the second chicane. Doesn't make the move yet anyway, as Gonzalez is also in the pits now. So that's a bit curious. So we'll drop down to P3 and maybe P4 even. Yeah, looks like we'll lose to Dalton, so he drops down to P4, not sure. Yeah, not sure what he was thinking about that. So yeah, maybe didn't take enough fuel, or yeah, didn't fuel save, or maybe he just had a penalty for cutting the track, because that is possible. We do not know. Paul Hens is in the pits again. We have Lucas Kolb on Timothy Haynes. Up on the inside, and he takes the position. I think a bit of contact there. You could see on Timothy Haynes' car being forced out of the way a bit. And not too bad, I guess. Bobby is very, very close to Salenga now. He had a look up the inside. It looks like Salenga struggled a bit there, so that's allowed Volby to overtake. As Abdelkader is also in the pits again. So I'm guessing some people just didn't save fuel throughout the race so far. This is a fairly... Yeah, you do consume a lot of fuel on this track, of course. A lot of time spent full throttle. Here we have Robert Nygaard and Lucas Kolb. Nygaard looks at the inside, stays behind. As Salenga just overtook Volby into the second chicane, so he took back his position. The fight for P7 right now. Oh, that was a big crash there behind them for... I think that was Salenga. Okay, so he lost it at the Lesmos there. Those battle in GT3 right now, Kuderman and Schneider. I think they've been added for the entire race so far. Few minutes left now. As Schneider moves to the inside. And Kuderman struggles with traction at the exit of the chicane. So, Thomas Jansen has a fairly convincing lead right now. 38 seconds ahead of Tom Dentist. So, looks like his strategy paid off. Of course, Gonzalez got pole position, but he's down in P4 right now. So, he made one more pit stop than he should have. Whether it's down to fuel or some kind of penalty, we don't know. And have Sebastian Brunier. And he's got some GT3 traffic ahead of him. But ahead of that is Jorgen Walby. He got a bit close there, but looks like Walby's got a bit more distance now because of the traffic. Ruderman and Schneider are still at it though. So Kuderman looks on the inside, but no, close enough. But I think Thomas Jansen has finished now. So he takes the win. Tom Dentist also crosses the line. No, oh, there's a car going for a bit of drifting. Teams. As John Dalton finishes in P3. And we've got Gonzalez in P4 after a very promising qualifying. Unfortunately, did not manage to convert that into a race result. P5 is Connor Mathieson. And we got P6 about to cross the line, Jorgen Walby. P7 goes to Lucas Salenga. And there we have the race results. Thomas Jansen takes the win. Ahead of Tom Dentist, John Dalton, Caleb Gonzalez, Connor Mathieson, Jorgen Walby, Salenga, Bernier, Sarah. That's the GT1. Then we got a GT3 in Patrica, another GT1 in there, in Burnt Anthony. And Anton Kivlainen, M. Schneider, Kuderman, Kolb, Nygaard, Haynes, Roberts, Dursulen, Edmonds, Raki, and Sacher. Abdelkader finishes 23rd in GT1 for some reason. Then we've got Schultz in 24th, and the rest have not finished the race, unfortunately. So, thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed the race, and make sure to click the like button. And if you want to watch other OVRC races in the future, please consider subscribing. And also check out our OVRC website. Find out about the leagues we're running. We're currently planning a GT1 and GT3 league, same format as you saw here. That's starting this Monday, and then week after that we're starting our touring car series with the new WTCR cars. So make sure you check out our website, which I've just linked in the chat. So thank you for watching, and goodbye.